Hey all, welcome once again to another day, another story from West Bengal. Today's day 405 of Chandigarh to Australia cycling trip and day 19 of cycling here in West Bengal, Darjeeling. So time is 5:30 am. City name is Gayabari, Gayabari. It is foggy day. Visibility is very less. I slept in the tent under this shed. The owner of this house, which is near to the Gayabari hospital, permitted me to stay here. It was not that much cold. I slept very well. After packing, I went to the hospital to say goodbye to Manoj Daju. He took me back to the house of that old lady and her son, whose name is Stephen. He made me have a tea. Not only this, he also permitted me to make a cup of coffee using my electric kettle. Stephen also offered me to have his jacket when he saw me roaming around in half-sleeved shirt, which I politely declined.
रहने दीजिए, कोई बात नहीं, किसी और के काम आ जाएगा. मैं तो ले ही लूँगा ऊपर जाके कुछ ना कुछ. बहुत महंगा हो रहा है दार्जिलिंग में. जैकेट की जगह कुछ और सस्ता ढूंढ लेता हूँ, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. जैकेट नहीं लूँगा. स्टून भाई, थैंक यू. Darju, thank you. The time is 7, but nobody is out of their houses.
And soon I discovered an unimaginable story from DHR, which is known as
Jed reverse tails.
So the story goes like this.
Look at this. This is the shape of a jed. So when they have to climb on a very high mountains where it is impossible for a locomotive to climb.
Moreover, they all were struggling with this kind of problem which has appeared in front of this engineer.
Named Herbert Ramsey. He was a contractor who was building all this. When he was telling his impending defeat with his wife, she offered him a unlikely but glaringly simple suggestion. So whilst learning the ballroom dancing from her stepfather in Darjeeling, she was taught that it was permitted to make a reversal when faced with a tight corner. Why not adopt the same principle with the railway and backtrack up the hill?
He found it really interesting, and this is how he came out with a jet curve. It makes a jet literally. So when the engine is coming down from the top, it goes with the speed, and then with that momentum itself, with that speed itself, it goes to another end, and then it slows down at a point and stops completely, and then it goes reverse again down and then again stop at a place. So that momentum which it gets because of the down, then there it hold it and then again go to another side. So this is how, without managing with the braking system, using this technique of jet shape curve, they were able to manage the speed of the locomotive, and this is how they solved the problem.
Thus the first of the reversing station was constructed near the 18th milepost, which would maintain the gradient of 1 in 28 by changing the point so that the train could reverse a distance up the hill from the lower level to upper level. Another change of point at the junction then allowed the train to resume its journey forward at the higher elevation.
It was chilly weather, making the dogs stagnant at a place, and me having low visibility while resting over a climb, I saw a spider net, where a spider with a yellow and black spots on her back was busy in eating her breakfast. Not many people come on this road, so these dogs were very surprised to see me riding on a bicycle. The people who live on this road in Darjeeling are from Nepal, and they speak Nepali language.
What I have seen is forcing me to think, are they destroying this track completely in coming days? Because see what they have done. They have covered it with mud. Is it a part of repair or something else is happening here?
Soon I got the answer to my question.
Which I asked.
A landslide happened in this area of Mahanadi, which damaged the DHR train track at this place.
The restoration work is still going on. So they are elevating it a little bit high. So those used to be earlier on the track, those made with the metal one. Now they are putting this kind of slabs which are made with cement, like we see on other tracks also.
Another game-changing method of stopping the water coming on the track. It was planned and built years ago.
These are not the stairs to climb or come down. This is the place for the water to cross this track. Kind of stairs will help to break down the speed and the flow of the water, and they will have more control on it. So very good technique.
At this place, the road and the track goes on a very narrow area, which makes it sometimes very difficult for both of them to cross at the same time. Soon I saw a waterfall roadside. And it started raining.
The raindrops on the road, but not very heavy. I hope nothing to worry.
And then I saw another waterfall behind those clouds. Choosing this road came out like a best decision.
It has less traffic and it's in a very good condition.
I also suggest you, when you are cycling from Siliguri to Darjeeling, then take this route. It is a few kilometers longer, but it is very scenic and you will not suffer because of heavy traffic. I could see the first view of the sun at 8 o'clock. Few times this railway track and the roads, the way they are mixed up, made me surprised. So many times the track crosses the road and many times it goes through the middle and the sides. I saw a milestone.
Okay, there's a milestone. It says Civitar 5 kilometer. So Civitar is the name of a village down there, which is 5 kilometers from this highway. I have reached to this place known Mahanadi, but why Mahanadi is the name? Let's find out. Why do we call it Mahanadi?
Plus 5M Mahanadi Tea Garden in West Bengal,
Okay,
India.
got it. It has got the name Mahanadi just because of the Mahanadi tea garden in this area. That's all. Let's go ahead. So this building used to be the station of Mahanadi.
Another beautiful location on this route. Throughout the road, you could hear the sound of those insects, which can make you feel that this place may be haunted. Hear the sound.
Cannot see much, but this noise is telling me that I'm in a jungle.
This thing which makes you surprised to see how much I have climbed using the paddles, because it really does to me when I look back and see the route down there.
So I was on that road, climbed up to this place, how high it is. Check. The whole part of the road went down here. So using this part of the road these days. Can you imagine this kind of clouds was a fog in the morning time?
One thing surprised me to see.
Suddenly the road is going very down, steep down. Because of the fog, it is very difficult to find out. Visibility is very low. Now the vehicle is coming, I can hear the sound but I cannot see. And see, when it comes closer only then you can find out. Oh god, it's so steep I think. Let's go and see how steep it is. Okay, still going on. I'm going slow because I cannot see much. Okay. Till here only. Okay, it was steep down and steep climb.
Another improvement I have seen in me.
Few days, me and my bicycle, we both have become habitual of riding on this kind of a road which is very rough. It's because we have learned how to cope up with this kind of difficulties and there is no use of complaining.
I saw a very clean and well-maintained shed on the right-hand side of the road. It was well decorated with lots of flowers, which made me confused if it is a worship place or a place where anybody can sit. I asked the locals.
ये जैसे होता है कि परिवार का कोई member है उसकी death के बाद memory हो. Okay.
I parked my bicycle out. I went inside, had a cup of tea with a packet of Parle-G biscuit. When I was having this, at the same time, that man told me that Pinddan is going to happen over here and they do it after death of a family member. So one of the families coming here to do the Pinddan near this water source. And soon they arrived, they cleaned that place and the process started. I was very happy to see this kind of participation in our old traditions by the whole family. I left that place just after finishing tea and the biscuit. This place was full of surprises.
This is the water bottle using this source. I love this simplicity of Hinduism. See, they have put all these shivlings here and they have had this also. This is just roadside. That is the railway track and this is the water source. See? This I have got 6 bottles of water. 1, 2, 3 bottles of water in this bag always. Those are for emergency. I don't use them here regularly. These 3 bottles I use on a regular basis. Can you see these particles flying here? These are the clouds. From far they look like this. And this is the close-up view. See? So these are all the water particles.
The benefit of climbing on such altitude is that I'm not really sweating as much as I was doing yesterday. Now my legs are feeling a little cold. Overall, I'm finding it really nice to ride on such a altitude.
I'm approaching to the place named Gida Pahad and this is Gida Pahad Tea Estate. down there.
They have made a place named Gidhe Viewpoint. I climbed to the top and could not see anything because of the clouds in the sky. I saw a plant tied up with a grill, a picture of the Darjeeling Himalaya Railway. After a small halt on the top at this viewpoint, I came down. The next location was Gidhe Temple, which was also hidden behind the clouds. I could see a few flags which were really looking beautiful, waving in the wind. As soon I saw another temple in the next city, so I was riding parallel to the railway track on this narrow road. Locals were busy in their routine activities. A dog was walking on the road. The houses were built on the top of the mountain, and you can see how less traffic is here. I see a green color board written Castleton, CSLTON, which might be the brand of a Darjeeling tea. I was climbing on this road, which was really scenic but covered with lots of clouds. And see this signboard.
Since I'm riding very slow, Karshok, I have reached. Tung is 9, Sonada 16, Darjeeling 33. This road will take me there.
This city name is Kursion. It was 45 kilometers from Siliguri. I wanted to eat something. Time was 10:45 in the morning. This city was very crowded. It was really very difficult to ride bicycle through this traffic. I was searching for a veg food, asking from 2 to 3 places. They were not having veg. Finally, I could find one small stall where I could get sabji bhat. I left my bicycle with the support of that wooden wall of the stall, went inside and had a plate of rice with sabji. I paid 60 rupees for that. Between Siliguri and Darjeeling, the train services are on hold because of the damage which happened to the track in the Mahanadi area. But you can enjoy the train ride between Kursion and Darjeeling. This was the time when I saw the first train on the DHR route. It was a diesel engine with only one bogie, having very less tourists in that. But standing roadside, because of that rain, I stopped and got a chance to see it again. Rain brought another fortune for me, and let me tell you what was that. So I saw a roadside shed, and just to keep myself and my bicycle safe from the rain, I went inside, and then the rain started, waiting for the rain to stop. Few more locals also joined me. One of them was this boy named Shibu, Chibu. He's an actor by profession and worked in Hindi and Nepali movies.
See, Shubham was offering me some money for the help, but I said no, thank you so much, Shubham. It's really kind of you. At least you thought of it. That's really
नहीं मतलब आप इतना वो करके इतना स्ट्रगल करके साइकिल में आप कहाँ चंडीगढ़ से आ रहे हो और पूरा हम लोग का नॉर्थ ईस्ट रीजन एक्सप्लोर भी कर रहे हो ना, और आपका ड्रीम जो है वर्ल्ड टूर करने के लिए आप जा रहे हो, तो इतना कॉस्ट वगैरह लगता है, वो तो मुझे भी समझ में आता है ना.
That's sufficient that you met me and we had a talk and you thought of helping me. That's more than sufficient. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Abhinash bhai also joined us.
मैंने मूवी नहीं देखा यार.
नहीं देखा.
मैंने भी नहीं देखा है.
1-1.5 महीना नेटफ्लिक्स मतलब चला गया.
क्या सीन है उसमें, कहाँ मिलोगे तुम?
कोरिया और इंडिया का जो होता है ना
मैच
होता है ना, तभी दिखाया है मुझे भी.
कोरिया की टीम में खेले थे.
ऑपोजिशन टीम में
खेलते हुए.
मिथ्या में एक विलेज होता है, तो विलेज में एक ओल्ड मैन होता है ना, सन का रोल है मेरा. कैरेक्टर वगैरह आएगा, उसका बेटा वो गुम हो गया तो उसको ढूंढते आएगा. सब रिवील नहीं करेंगे, फिर मारेगा उसे बोल के ना.
वो कौन सा हमारा वीडियो देख रहे हैं? रिवील किया.
बता दिया मैंने.
So this is the time when we were about to say goodbye to each other. Abhinash bhai offered me that when you come to Darjeeling, you can pitch your tent on the Darjeeling railway station. He's working with railway police force. We exchanged our number and he left on his scooter to Darjeeling. On this route, you see the roadside sheds. Let me tell you something very interesting about them. Those are not the sheds which are made by the government. So these are the sheds which are made by the locals, and that's too in the memory of their own family member. They make these kind of roadside sheds, and few of them are really very beautiful.
I would have stayed here for the night, but not right now because I have time to go and the journey to continue.
Golden Tips is a very famous tea brand from Darjeeling, not only in India, even abroad. But there is a sad story which I came to know about it.
Golden Tips is a company whose workers are on strike these days. They are demanding the bonus for Diwali occasion, which they are not giving. So the strike is going on, and they are collecting in front of the DM office these days. I came to know about this story through Abhijit brother. He was studying me, who is posted there in Darjeeling. How much a worker get? 180 rupee per day. That is the income they are having there if they work in a tea estate. But do you know what is the rate of 1 kg of Darjeeling tea? It's 1,50,000 rupee, 1,40,000 rupee, 1,70,000 rupee, and so. It was told to me, I was really not able to believe. But if it is so, if they are earning so much, they could have given huge amount to the workers who are working at the production of the tea in their factories. Golden tips, it's a sad story if it is true, but please pay to your workers. That's really important. And all the unions and the government bodies, please support the workers.
Here the views are amazing. Whenever you stop, you look around, you will find yourself fascinated with this kind of greenery, huge trees and very colorful houses made in different shapes and sizes.
Found a shelter, thinking to take a halt. Let's stop here.
While sitting there, I had those snacks which I purchased from a shop. The moment I started, I saw the Indian post office. These kinds of bright making this place look even more beautiful with a green tree in the background. So every view is scenic and pictures. I was riding in the rain and it was not very chilly, but I was feeling the cool. Soon I reached to this railway station named Tung, Tung.
5656 feet. Hello. So that's how it looks like. This is Shiva Mandir, or Mahadev Khola is the name which is written here, and it looks huge with a big gate. One of the few temples which I've seen on this route till now.
Soon I reached to another city which name is Goregaon, and here I discovered something very unique about this locality. They have this love for greenery and the plantation and they put lots of plants in their houses, which is a kind of a tradition. So green mountains were hidden behind the clouds and I could see one layer behind another and then another. So it was really a different kind of experience. On a turn, I saw this.
So teapot is a place where you can taste different kind of tea and buy the tea at the same time. They are the one who organize different type of tours where you can learn about the process of making tea. I have done the similar kind of tour there in Sri Lanka, so it's not in my plan to go, but you can definitely come and explore it.
I saw the train would stop because the mud came onto the track and the driver himself got down from the train to clean it. It might be risky if he drive the train like having that mud on the track.
I saw the train standing. It's because the mud has come onto the track and they are removing that mud from that and then they will start. I'm waiting for the train to come so that I can record it.
So in the morning, train goes from Darjeeling to Kurseong, and in the evening, this train comes back. This train goes so slow that you can catch them on your vehicle. Time was 4:30 p.m. when I saw that signboard written Sonada is 4 km. I was climbing. It was very hard to reach to the city, but the views, they were really big motivation. Put that much effort and keep riding because it was getting dark. So my brain was evaluating each and every possible place where I could stay tonight.
I evaluate many places like this temple. I wanted to stay. That's a bus stop roadside. I can stay there, but not saying I have time to ride. Such a wonderful place to stay, but still I can ride.
But the story keeps repeating. I saw a place and then I leave it thinking I can ride a little more.
Street lights are on, vehicles lights are on. Sonada is 1 km. Ghoom, which is highest railway station on this route, is 9 km, and Darjeeling is 17. Still, the light is there, so I can ride for a few more minutes. Let's see till how long. This is the place they burn the dead body. Well decorated kind of a waterfall. See how they have painted these stones.
So when I reached Sonada, it was lit up with lots of decorative lights. I was crossing the Sonada market. So people were returning to their homes after working the full day with different items in their hands. And then I saw Sonada railway station, which was made in 1883. It was just a roadside. My brain started evaluating if I can pitch my tent here and sleep tonight, but finding no hope, I continued on my journey. I saw monkeys crossing the road using the electricity wires, who was followed by a baby monkey, which was really not that much perfect and was afraid of climbing on them. Soon I crossed the monastery in Sonada, which was looking beautiful in the street light because it was painted in the golden color. It has a statue of Buddha on the front gate. I was really mesmerized with the beauty of this place. It is so awesome. Once I thought to go inside and ask for the permission option to stay there tonight, but I continued again, leaving this option, and suddenly I see Bharat Petroleum Pump on my left. It was very small petrol pump. A group was playing a game. When I went there and asked from the owner, and somebody from that group itself authorized me, yes, you can pitch your tent and sleep, and they were busy in the playing games, which was having a betting system in that. It's not a 24-hour pump, so I was little concerned. Should I stay here alone in the night, or should I go a little ahead and explore some other option? When I was standing there, the man who helped me to get the permission for this place, he called me making a sign. When I went there, he gave me the number of the local police station ASI and asked me to call him and confirm that you will be staying here on this petrol pump tonight. So I called him up, but he did not answer the call. So I was standing there and thinking, should I go for their stay? What should I do? The most surprising thing happened, which I could not believe myself. So one man with a small girl came and asked, are you a tourist? I said yes. And he said, where will you stay? I said, here on the pump. He said, have you had your food? And I said, yes, I have had my food. He said, okay, you come with me. You stay at my home. I was very shocked and gave an expression of not believing on him.
अब कल कितना टाइम में निकल जाएगा?
सुबह को 5-6 बजे उठकर निकल जाऊंगा।
आ जाओ, हाँ मेरे
आपके घर में आ जाओ।
हाँ हाँ
अच्छा
हाँ
पक्का।
Moreover, I was looking a kind of doubtful on this kind of a generosity by a stranger. He introduced himself telling that I'm a Buddhist, I'm from Tibet, I pray to the Buddha and you don't have to worry.
मैं भी बुद्धिस्ट हूँ। हाँ
अच्छा
मैं दलाई लामा जी, पता है?
हाँ
आपने
पता
सुना
है मेरे को। अरे सबको पता है, दलाई लामा को नहीं जानता।
हाँ आ जाओ हाँ।
Come with me. I help all the tourists who come on the cycle or by walk. I saw you that is why I am taking you to my home. You sleep there. He had to repeat this many times because I was surprised and in the state of not believing him.
आपके घर में आ जाऊँ?
हाँ मेरे घर में रह जाओ आप।
अच्छा मैं बड़ा हैरान हो गया सुन के।
हाँ
मैं बड़ा हैरान हूँ कि आप घर पे अपने आप ही बुला रहे हो खुद ही।
हाँ
अच्छा जी।
कि हम बुद्धिस्ट हूँ, मैं तिब्बतन हूँ।
हाँ हाँ
Soon I realized that this man is drunk. I could smell it from his mouth. My senses were got onto an alarming situation saying that this might be a trap, so you should not go. But because there was a little girl with him in a school dress, that changed my thought and I thought to give it a try. When he insisted a lot, I tried to ignore my inner voice and took my bicycle.
सर ये इलाका पर सर आप आर्मी का है।
अच्छा अच्छा
ये भी आर्मी का है।
His house was almost 1 kilometer down from here.
ये क्या हो गया? कोई अपने आप आके पूछ रहा है मुझसे, तो बहुत अच्छा है। आप अपना नाम बताएंगे?
नहीं बाद में हो जाएगा। हम
नाम बता दीजिए एक बार।
मैं नवांग दुंदुक। नवांग दुंदुक।
हाँ दुंगदुक। अमित
तिब्बतन।
हाँ
बुद्धिस्ट।
हाँ मेरा नाम अमित है।
हाँ मैं तिब्बत।
He also stopped at a roadside kirana shop and bought a chocolate for his daughter. He took me to his garage and there was a Tata Sumo black color standing. He asked me to leave my bicycle there and then we went to his house.
लो लाऊंगा। नहीं सर।
It was down somewhere in the street. I removed my shoes.
अच्छा ये है। हाँ थैंक यू। मैं चप्पल निकालता हूँ।
नहीं अंदर करो।
अच्छा अच्छा चप्पल अंदर करना है।
He introduced me to his servant and his mother-in-law.
जी जी मैं चप्पल निकालता हूँ।
I realized that she was not happy looking at me initially.
हाँ
आपकी सास हैं मदर इन लॉ?
मुजफ्फरनगर में यूपी में।
जी 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 बिल्कुल
आराम से रहो आप गाड़ी वहाँ साइकिल की।
Because when we sat down and talked, I found her nice and friendly.
1 साल हो गया।
चंडीगढ़ से यहाँ 1 साल लग गया।
हाँ पूरा इंडिया कंप्लीट किया ना साइकिल पे।
Also, I said there that a little girl was playing with her toys sometime on mobile and I saw a kitten which was really cute.
किसी को माला लगा देगा है कि नहीं?
जी बिल्कुल।
अपना आप दूर से आया हो, चंडीगढ़ तो बहुत दूर है ना।
हाँ
कितना
He kept talking with his poor Hindi and because of that he was always repeating one word many times.
रात में वो
ठीक ठीक कोई दिक्कत नहीं है।
से रहो आप लेकिन
हाँ
जो मुश्किल पड़ता हम धर्म भी करता हूँ।
बहुत बढ़िया है बहुत अच्छे है।
मेरा ये वॉशरूम है अंदर में।
हाँ जी
हम पूछा बट यहाँ हो तो मेरा मंदिर है।
हाँ ये मंदिर है, बहुत अच्छा बनाया आपने, वाह मुझे खुशी हुई देख के।
Maybe he was drunk. This was the kind of a place where I was still doubtful. Am I going to remain safe or something will happen here in this house tonight?
मैं यदि आप लोगों को बात करने का मेरा इतना नहीं, मैं दिल साफ है, इतना बोलने का लांग छलांग नहीं बोलता हूँ बैठ में, है नहीं?
जी 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 जी।
हम मन में जो बोलते हैं मन में धर्म करता है, है नहीं? वो इतना वो जानकारी वो नहीं बोलता, किसी को झूठ बोल के ये करता है वो नहीं बोलता हूँ, ईमानदार करता हूँ।
जी 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 बिल्कुल।
हम पूछा
As a precaution, I sent my location to my family member in case something happened to me. They will have an idea where I was last night. So we kept sitting and talking.
अभी मेरे बीबी लोग यूपी में,
हाँ लासा सुना है मैंने।
हाँ लासा ये
हाँ ओके, तो वहाँ पर उनका महल था।
दलीला मस्जिद का ये,
हाँ ओके, ये जगह पे रहते थे वो।
दलीला मस्जिद का वो बुद्धिस्ट है ना,
हाँ
उसका लामा का प्रांश होता है नहीं
जी,
रोक बोलते हैं।
हाँ
हम बुद्धिस्ट है ना
जी,
हम बुद्धिस्ट है।
हाँ
हाँ हिंदी बोलने में अलग परेशान होते हैं हम दलित जी।
Around 8 o'clock, they were asking for food, which I said no, I don't want to eat. At 8:30, they provided me a bed in the prayer room. So they have made a prayer room, which is very similar as we see there in the Gompas. They gave me a blanket. I slept without even washing my face and hands. I was feeling so many restrictions on myself. I did not even go to the washroom before sleeping. This was the kind of a situation in which I got into, but ignored my senses of security. That alarm coming from within, and I crossed my eyes and slept. I got up at 2:30 in the morning and slept again, thinking that thank God I'm still alive and safe. Nothing has happened to me. This is how my day came to an end, and this is such a strange story. Maybe you can tell me if you would have been at my situation, what would you have done? Because I did something which I have never done in the past. My total expenses of the day, rupees 40 for banana, 60 for rice, rupees 10 for biscuit packet, and so it is a total of 110 rupee. If you like this kind of a story of mine, then subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get the notification about my videos first. With the guidance of local, I took the correct path to reach Darjeeling, and how and who helped me in finding a place to stay, that's too in that cool night. That is a very nice story of humanity and kindness and adventure. I'm giving you the link here on this side, and those who have supported me on my journey, their names are given here. Please reach them and say thank you to them. That's all for now. Take care of yourself. We will meet soon with another exciting story from Darjeeling. Bye bye.